Hello and welcome to another exclusive interview for Metal for Africa. Today we are focusing on Megalodon. We are joined by Theron and the vocalist, and Dane Canterbury, the drummer. How are you both doing? Are you comfy?
Ja, lekker bro. Well, thanks for having us, man. Appreciate it. Moose comfy.
It's always comfy with two of us, you know. Like it's how can you not be? I mean, look at that big man bear of a person.
Stop it.
Let's start off with one of the most important questions. Are you both excited for Metal for Africa?
Yo, dude. Well, it's been a minute playing live. So, what better way to do it? Jump back into the bandwagon at Metal for Africa. So yeah, I'm beyond excited. Metal for Africa has a very special place in my heart since being a little kid, literally growing up in Somerset West. So having the chance to play this again, because we have done it in the past, it's just, I'm feeling like a kid again, man.
Yeah, it's like a full circle vibe, man. I think it's been almost 6 years now since we played our last show, and our first show was an M4A show. So it's kind of like this weird full circle moment where we get to play M4A again, and it's like it might as well be the first show because there's excitement, but there's also nerves. For us to kind of hold up to what we have the standard of how we play and everything. So yeah, there's a lot of feelings, but it's definitely majority excitement. Yeah.
But Megalodon has been around for quite some time now. So much so that the name itself, you kind of expect anyone going to a local metal gig to know who you're talking about. For any new people though, how would you describe the music that your band makes?
So we just, I think it's somewhere I think it's an Instagram bio. It just says terror metal. We was like, fuck it, we'll just make up our own thing, But yeah, I mean, I would probably say it's definitely along the gent side of life, progressive. I wouldn't go as far as to say it's death metal, but it's definitely progressive math metal. Two things that always have to be in a Megalodon song is it needs to hate and it needs to groove. So those two things are fundamentally Megalodon. So I don't know. What do you think, Dane?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was literally gonna go to the terror metal thing, man. Yeah, it's the one fundamental thing literally like Thomas said now is just the hate and the groove, but the groove element, it really needs to be there. It's not, I don't know, man. Yeah, there's no Megalodon song that I've heard or that we've ever jammed that doesn't have a sense of groove, and I think that was kind of how everything started before it was even pushed towards a specific idea. Yeah, it just has to groove, man.
Yeah, man, groove.
Awesome. How long has Megalodon been active? You guys have been in a bit of a lull, and this is in this essence a return show. But let's start at the beginning. How long have you guys been active?
So the idea of Megalodon started in, I want to say 2011. The pre-record everything, just this side project thing, because everyone in the band they come from bigger previous bands, except me. I was the new kid. So the idea spawned in 2011, but then it kind of picked up in 2012, I guess. Yeah, 2012. So we've been active since 2012. Things really started shaping up once Louis and Dane kind of joined, and that was what, 2012, end of 2012.
Yeah, I mean, I remember hearing the first Megalodon songs, I think it was 2011, and then well, it would have had to have been 2012 because that's when we played our first show.
The first Metal for Africa was 2012.
So
But
yeah, so
then the first launch was 2013. The album launch was
yeah,
2013.
I
Yeah.
would actually go back as far as to say, sorry, 2011 was when we kind of sorted out all the logistics of who was going to be in the band and how we were going to take things forward. And then from there, we were prepping to, I think it was Summerfest 2012. That was the first show that we played. I don't think it was
Yeah.
Winterfest.
No, it was
Um,
Summerfest.
yeah. And then, yeah, man, then going minus this like 4 or 5 year, 5, 6 year
Yeah.
break in a sense.
2019 was kind of like the last. Our last show was actually my birthday bash at Class, and then we just took like a natural break, and then the world burned down.
Yeah.
And then then we just decided to, hey man, let's just jam again. So yeah,
Oh, awesome. But now something you guys have been around, as you were saying, like the idea spawned in 2011 and your first show 2012. What's it been like as sort of like an old band, being being active in the scene over the years till now?
I see it as, and this is like, I speak for myself in the sense that like I've got multiple other projects that I keep myself busy with. But when it comes to, yeah, like how we kind of sit in the scene and how we see ourselves now, I think we had a meeting with Pat, a good few months ago, and like it was one of the most like most serendipitous moments we could have had, in the sense that the three of us, so it was two of us, Pat and myself, and we were just talking about like where we are mentally with this band, and like I'm sure Pat wouldn't mind me saying that, you know, Mind Assault was kind of on the same vibe where Pat spoke and then we spoke, and it was kind of like we're on the same thing where we've we had a point where we were pushing really hard for, like, we had goals, we had, you know, like album launches and like merch, and then we, you know, we did the Vakken thing, and like, you know, there was so much that we did within that time period where it's like, because we've experienced that much within that time, it's like now we can actually just sit back and let the chips fall where they may and just enjoy the music the way that we want to. Obviously, we've had to put things into perspective in terms of being, you know, like older now, and, you know, having responsibilities, and, you know, seeing how being in a band sits in our like lives, like socially. I think that, yeah, like it's put us in a really awesome spot where we can realistically look at what we want to get out of the band going forward, and it's pretty much just about like having fun jamming music.
yeah, I agree. It's like it being the Bali band now. Um, so yeah, no, I fully agree with Dane. I think when we started out, everything from, you know, from when we started up until 2019, I kind of feel like we put in the work, we put in, you know, blood, sweat, and hate, and all of that. And now coming back, it's just refreshing to just know that we've had that legacy, but now we don't have that much pressure. We can just enjoy ourselves now and just have fun, because that was the big idea on the return. It's just we want to play music because we miss it, and it's fun. So yeah, I think it's lucky to kind of have that energy again, you know.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. So let's get on to all the members. Let's start with you, Thomas. What do you bring to the band apart from your vocals? What are your other roles within the band?
So the guys always joke Dane and I, we're both probably the extroverts of the band. So I always like to say, like, in D&D language, I'm the bard, in terms of, you know, I'm the guy that's networking, I'm the guy that's chatting with people, you know, outside shows, before shows, after shows. I'm a social being, so I like, you know, communicating, talking, networking. But besides that, two things come to mind. I write the lyrics, all the lyrics, and not a lot of people know this, but we do kind of have an internal like lore in the lyrics. There's a story, maybe for another time, but so we kind of bounce this lore off each other, and I kind of just put it in words. And then also I kind of think I'm kind of like a mediator in the band as well. Like, we've got a lot of very strong personalities, and I try and find like the diplomatic middle ground, especially when it comes to situations where we don't necessarily agree with each other. Because, you know, being in a band, it's kind of like in a relationship. Like, it's not just one person; it's like 4 or 5 other people. So, you're gonna butt heads. So I guess, I'm pretty good at that. Like just being kind of the middleman, diplomatic, so to say.
And I would just add one more thing is that Thomas is like, I would say he's kind of the, I mean, I suppose it goes along with mediator, but he's the hype man in the band. So like if like everyone else in the band, and I'm not saying that Thomas isn't realistic because he very much is, but when it comes to if we're kind of in the grind of like just trying to get something right, you'll always hear Thomas being like, dude, that was such a rad like, playthrough, or like it's improved this much, or yeah. So like Thomas is he's the hype man / motivational speaker in the band as well.
I'm here every Wednesday.
Awesome.
Oh, stop it, Dane.
Now, Dane, you are pretty much the beating soul of the band, quite literally. You're the drummer. What do you bring to the band?
Oh man.
He's a meat vendor.
Yeah, I'm the meat merchant. I'm your I bring
the meat merchant.
Like wherever I go, it's like if I go to a braai, I'll always have like these big ass piece of steaks that I'll bring.
And always has biltong or dwerwolf, bro.
Yeah, I have to, man. It's like I have to have something in my back pocket that is meat related at any given time, But yeah, man, in any musical project that I've ever been involved in, like music has always been something I'm super passionate about. So, yeah, when it came to learning drums, for instance, like when I was starting to play drums, it was something that like I would be able to focus on the journey, whereas a lot of people, when they think about playing drums for the first time, they want to hit the ground running and they want to do solos and they want it to be flashy and do all this crazy shit. And like I was just like enjoying just like, oh man, like I can't do this right now, and then like a week later I'll be like, okay, cool, I can do this, so it like just I really enjoyed that, and that has been my approach to just anything that I've been involved in musically. So whether it's Megalodon, whether it's any of the other bands, but like it's just, yeah, I like to, if I'm playing it, I have to be passionate about it. I have to want to play it, if that makes sense. And yeah, I love music in general, like a lot of different genres. It's not like I pigeonhole myself to being a metalhead specifically. But there's a lot of music that I might not necessarily like, but I can find something that I like in it. And I think like when you're compromising on like writing songs and that kind of thing, like it's good to be able to find those compromises so that you can still be passionate about the thing it is as a whole. My overall passion for music is just something that I bring to every single band that I'm in, and it really, I don't know, like it feels like it shines through when I'm playing.
Yeah, bro, totally. You're an absolute sweetheart.
Now you stop it.
Stop it.
So yeah, I would say that is probably what I bring best to the table.
Oh, awesome. Now you got 3 guitarists. We're going to start with Lewis Hen. How did they come apart to being part of the band?
So, yeah, like Megalodon originally started as literally as a side project idea from Ruan, Jordan, and Nuri Groblar. And I came into the picture just as, I was the vocalist for Ruan's other band called Odeon. It was like a melodic death metal band. And then when Megalodon actually became more serious, he's like his cousin, Louis, he used to play in a band, The Broken Result. And he's like, hey man, let's just get him involved. And that's when Louis joined. That was like early 2011. So Louis came in with kind of what he brings to the table. I would say he's definitely, because of his prior experience, as he actually toured overseas, so he picked up a lot of like.
Sorry, no. So it was My Shade, but he toured with Forever or Burn. Sorry, yeah, that was.
Yeah. There we go. Sorry, it wasn't My Shade. Yeah, but he also played in that band. So obviously, he had a lot of experience. So he definitely brings a different kind of, I almost want to say like a more business perspective to things. Like we'll discuss something and he'll say, okay, yeah, but guys, you need to think about this or that, or someone that consumes the music or production or whatever, he always kind of brings that perspective to it. And he's a legit like sound engineer. Like he records our stuff. I mean, he's also the big writing force in the band. Ruan also obviously also wrote a lot of the earlier stuff, but Louis kind of went and he just like kind of amplified it. So definitely big talent, Louis Hen. Seriously, that guy is crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, like when I met Louis, that was in, I mean, geez, that was probably like 2003, 2004. I was like 14 or 15, I think, and he was in my shade. And at the time, he did vocals and drums, which was insane to watch, especially like the type of music. It was very like new metal, kind of Slipknot like kind of vibes, but it was very, very good. And then he transitioned to just doing vocals for that band. But the thing that I didn't know up until like I actually became friends with him was that he literally wrote everything for that band. He wrote all the guitars, all the bass, he recorded everything. Like in any project that Louis has been in, like he will more than likely be one of the main songwriters. And like with Megalodon, I think him sitting with Ruan and kind of getting a feel for the music, he literally has the idea of, okay, cool, this is what you're going for, and then he just shits out music. Like it's just
like a madman.
Yeah, good old Louis Mulbert.
One of your other guitarists, Andrew Lambert.
Andrew. We call him Lambert.
Lambert. Okay.
Lambert. Yeah, no, it's just a nickname. So Andrew Lambert, we parted ways with Ruan like early 2017, and we needed, and obviously we weren't always three guitarists. So then Andrew, we met Andrew through our first tour up to Joburg and Pretoria. When was that, Dane? 2000 and...
Oh, that was 2014.
2014, yeah.
The Caledon Voyage.
Voyage. Yeah. So we toured up with Messiah Complex, and we became really good friends with them. And Andrew was playing guitar for them at the time. One thing led to another. When we needed a new guitarist, we were just like, hey, listen, we get along with Andrew. He's a fan of Megalodon. You know, why not ask him? You know, so when he came on board, he definitely brought like kind of new blood, new energy into the band. He's an absolute laugh. I mean, that guy cracks me up. If he gets me and Dane, then we can't stop laughing. So he definitely has that kind of energy. He's a really good counterbalance for Louis as well in terms of perspectives on things, you know. But he's always down. He's always chill. He just wants to jam and make heavy music. You know, that's Lambert. That's all. He's always been about that, and he will always be about that. So yeah.
Yeah, and when he came into the band, like he came at a time where like we got him in just as like a temporary replacement for Ruan, and I mean that's like a whole other story. But just he came in at the best possible time because at that point we were already talking about gearing up to play the Vakken Battle in 2017, and he was already like fully on board with the idea on how we wanted to do it, and he brought this, I don't know, man, like he brought this like renewed vigor to even Louis as a guitarist. Like Louis, like almost like he came out the gates again, like after playing in a band for like a good few years, you know, and like, yeah, it just ignited something else within Louis, which then in turn ignited something within the rest of us. So yeah, like he brings a lot to the table by him just being there and being himself.
Oh, awesome. Oh, and on third guitar, in essence, Ruan, who you've spoken quite at length with already. Let's get into the story about them. How did they...
Yeah, guys. So yeah, Ruan, I kind of see him as the originator of Megalodon. Megalodon actually had a different name. I can't remember what it was. Necro something. It was like really long name. But Ruan has always been into like progressive metal, like Meshuggah. Obviously, that's been a very, very big factor in our music. So he was the first guy, to buy an 8-string and be like, yeah, dude, he wants to jam this type of music. So when everyone kind of got on board, Ruan is also a sound engineer, so he also records stuff, and because of that, him and Louis had this great chemistry of, editing, mastering, the sound. He currently now, Ruan is definitely more into kind of like trailer-esque kind of sound. So what he'll do is he'll take a song and he'll just add like a lot of kind of energy to it in terms of sound, not just necessarily music, but just sound.
Like atmosphere.
Atmosphere, definitely. Like Mick Gordon's stuff is a big influence on him now. So when we kind of had the talk with him, listen, we want Ruan back in the band, because we never burned the bridge, but myself and like I see Ruan as a brother. We've always been close, and when we started talking about, hey man, listen, let's get the whole Megalodon thing going again. He's like, yeah, he'll do it. And the original thought was just to have him as like kind of like a programmer, as in take the stuff that we have and just enhance it with atmosphere. And then one thing led to another, and we're like, hey man, listen, let's just put you back on guitar, so you can do both. But Ruan's definitely a man of many talents. Like I said, he records. He definitely brings a more like kind of grounded approach to music now, in his personality as well. So man, Ruan is it's just really invigorating to have him back in the band, like it used to. So having everyone back is it's just a dream come true.
It's like we get to have our cake and eat it at the same time.
With friends. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
totally.
And last but not least, on bass, we have Nuri Krobler.
Probably, yeah, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah, Nuri Erin. No, bro. Nuri is we've always joked, without him there is no Megalodon. Because he bought I think they don't make it anymore, nah, Dane?
No, they don't
the
make
Dark
them.
Lord. No.
They don't make them anymore, yeah.
He's got a Warwick Dark Lord. Dude, this bass is it's got telephone lines on it, bro. It's such like the thickest bass strings I've ever seen in my life. And he bought this thing for Megalodon, and a lot of the sound and the heaviness was literally created around his bass. So with Dane being like kind of the foundation, I would definitely say Nuri with that along. He definitely brings that to the band. But Nuri's always been just down. He's always been just like, yeah, let's do it. Like it's very rare that he goes, no, I don't want to do that. Like he's always down. Like he always brings a laugh. He always brings a kind of like a good time to the band. Nuri is he is sometimes like the butt of the joke, but he like jokes with it, So he's just an absolute joy to have in the band and to play music with and just be around. So Nuri is a legend, absolute legend.
God, so glad to hear that. So now, with Megalodon being around for so long, how many albums have you guys released?
So 2 albums, 1 single. Like so when we kind of reignited this whole thing to want to jam again, like one of the catalysts was
Dane, basically they let's put it this way, there have been talks of doing a 3rd album. There are actually like written lyrics and there's songs and everything, but it's not the main focus at this moment in time.
Okay.
We don't want to put pressure on ourselves not to have a schedule and release. We just, again, like I think what Dane mentioned was just to just get the ball rolling again in terms of getting the rust off on the live machine, and then we'll see what happens from there.
That's quite exciting to hear.
That's totally what I said, word for word.
Yeah, exactly.
Word for word.
I want to ask, because you've played so many gigs, are there any gigs that stand out? I know
I've got a couple.
Spoke about the album release, but any others?
Okay, you
I
go
mean,
first, Dane. I've got a couple.
yeah. I mean, I've got a couple, but some of the shows that stand out to me were the first show. So like obviously it was the first show, and I mean, you don't really expect things to go well first show. I mean, I still had fun regardless. I'm not one of those people that kind of like hates myself because something happened, and I kind of just like have fun in the moment. But I just remember that the trigger was not triggering properly when we were playing, and so it wasn't picking up the one kick, and I was
I
like, and I
remember.
could hear it in my ears, and I was getting so angry that by like the second song, I was just like, oh, fuck it, like, just kind of go. And I think there's still like footage of it on YouTube where you can literally hear the trigger just like not triggering properly. But it was still like, it was a fun show. It's just like, that's the one thing that I associated with it. And then that Atavism show that we played at Barclays was really awesome. We had like an insane crowd. The album launch that we spoke about at Raw. And then I would say, yeah, like the other two shows that really stood out for me would have been actually, no, wait. There's three, but I'll leave the one out because I know Thomas is going to speak about it, so he can kind of go into detail on that one. But yeah, the other two then that I'll mention would be the M4A that we played before we went to Varkin, because that was
Yeah,
essentially
yeah,
that was kind of the launch technically for our second album, and it was like that was also in the lead up to Varkin. We literally played that show the Saturday, then the Sunday I think we got on a plane to go to Germany to play Varkin, and we literally rehearsed pretty much every single day, and I'm not even joking, it was literally every single day for like a month before that.
yeah,
And we like that was probably the tightest show that we have ever played, like hands down. I'm pretty sure that everyone in the band would agree.
yeah.
Um, and then the last one would be like actually playing at Varkin. Like that was like one of the biggest highlights of like not even just Megalodon, but like my musical career. That was insane. But yeah, Thomas, go for it.
I got technically three. So yeah, I have to say Varken because you can't not say
Yeah.
Varken. You can't say that. I just remember like those Germans are like, you've got 10 minutes, and if you're not ready, then sorry, bro, tough. So it was just this moment of everyone setting up, and there's this big timer in the corner, and it just counts down. I'm just, I'm plugged in. I'm ready to go. Everyone else is like, dude. I'm just like, dude, can we just be ready? And then the moment those curtains open up, you just like go. So that was unreal. But my favorite show we ever played was actually up in Pretoria. I'm assuming that's the one you were talking about, Tate. Yeah.
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 So that was 2014, bro. We toured up with Messiah Complex. It's a bit of a long story, but long story short, I'm gonna give you the Zack Snyder cut. But Messiah Complex couldn't play at Sundowners. There was this at Sundowners, right? Because there was a double booking because Fokov Polisiecar actually had the venue, and then the owner was like, well, the owner Dane was like, sorry man, we're gonna give it to Polisiecar because I mean they're a South African band, and like, who's Megalodon, right? But what they didn't know is that Ruan is like family of Francois from Focal Polisiecar, and then one thing led to another. We kind of wormed ourselves in on that lineup, and I just remember being so scared of like, guys, listen, this is actually a Focal Polisiecar show, and there's like this indie band opening for them. Are we gonna work? Like, is this gonna work? So we rock up at the venue, and there's Oaks like with Slipknot shirts and tattoos and piercings. I'm like, yeah, fuck, we're fine, yeah. So we had to open, and I just remember like, I'm not gonna mention the other band's name, but like this Oak had a bit of a chip on his shoulder, and he's like, yeah, I'm just, again, I'm networking. Okay, man, I'm Thomas. We're from Cape Town, metal band, and he just goes, good luck. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we play the show, and it's absolutely mental. Like, people were like losing it, eh? Like, Oaks were flying, and the security rail in front was like shaking non-stop. Oaks were breaking down, and I was joking. I was like, guys, we're this poor little Cape Town band. Just buy a shirt, sold out. Like we sold everything, and Oaks were just going absolutely mental. And I walk off stage, and this other vocalist just looking at me and go, "Good luck, bro." I didn't think anyone watched them because people were just dead after that, and then after them it was Polisica. So that was a rad show. That was fun. And then the other one obviously was like Dane mentioned now, that Winterfest we played before Wacken, because our focus was Wacken, like, and then we just happened to be super tight, and then that was such a cool like send off going to Wacken, playing this really amazing show with everyone. It felt like everyone was behind us, like, and everyone was there in support, and so that was absolutely amazing. So those stand out.
That sounds so awesome. Metal for Africa Winterfest 2024 happening on the 27th of July. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, then what are you doing? Follow the link below. What are you two looking forward to the most for this Metal for Africa?
Just a jam, man. Just a jam. Like, I'm so looking forward to just seeing the regular faces, because I haven't seen them in a while, from our break since 2019. I started a family, so to just kind of get back into the work of things, I'm just so amped to just play and just have fun. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I think for me, it's like I said, I've got a lot of other musical projects that keep me very busy, just to play music in general. So for me, it's about playing not only like a metal show again, but like playing on the M4A stage again. Like I've been to a few in between, the last time that we played. And like, the longing is always, it's like this FOMO whenever you like go to a show and you see band playing and you're like, man, like I just want to play now, like, so for me, so like I get to go to M4A and play, and not only that, but I get to play twice. So that's like, for me, that's just like, yes,
madman,
so much fun.
Yeah. Anything you want to tell our viewers before we say cheers?
Guys, just come to Metal for Africa, just come. Even if it's not for us, just come. It's an amazing place to be. It's a massive party. It's friends. It's a joy. So, and then if I have to plug us, just follow us on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook. We've got a new Facebook page. Old one just bombed. So, just keep an eye on us. And come to Metal for Africa. It's going to be a joy.
And just to jump onto that, like, so Metal for Africa, there's a reason that the organization itself has been around for such a long time. It's because the concept, like I always see it on the like events and stuff. It's like, a place of metal and friendship, or vice versa, whichever one it is. But at the end of the day, that's what it is. Like, people come there, like there's no judgment. It's, like about people coming to have fun. It's not about going there, because you're an elitist asshole who only likes certain things and whatever. It's literally like, it's our version of what you could call a brotherhood. It legitimately stands. So if you want to experience that, and also come to see some amazing bands, like the lineup for Winterfest is absolutely insane. Like I'm actually so amped, like, not even to like, I mean, to play is fine, and like like what I was speaking to earlier, but I mean, like the Talon and oh god, man, I haven't seen those guys in so long. And they're
same,
so
man.
good.
There's something for everyone on the lineup.
Yeah, there really
seriously
is.
So it's gonna be sick, seriously. And I know I take my hats off to the organizers as well, everyone involved. Always kind of handpick a lacquer group of bands to just showcase what Cape Town has, and then obviously the outside bands. So super amped.
Thank you, Thomas and Dane, for joining us. Come through to Metal for Africa to see Megalodon live at 10 p.m. Check the links below for more info on Megalodon and their work. Cheers, and I'll see you on the 27th for a place of friendship and metal. Cheers.
It's